Legend from Total War here, and today we've got a Rate Your Stupid stack playing as Warriors of Chaos going up against Wood Elves. So, wasn't joking there, it's a Rate Your Doomstack video, but it's kind of a stupid stack because it is on normal unit scale. Now normally I would reject any normal or small unit scale save files that were sent in with Doomstacks because it's a horribly unbalanced unit scale. However, this is the kind of army that would be kind of really good if you are playing on those unit scales. And while I do think it's a minority of people that are playing on potatoes or whatever, and I know that I haven't really catered to you very much, this is the sort of army that will perform really well on small unit scale. Now that being said, the Shaggoth spam stack should actually still work very well on small and normal unit scale. It's just that they will have a tendency of dying very quickly, but they'll also kill the enemy army very quickly as well. Alright, let's jump into the battle here, and I'll explain exactly why the Hellcannon Doomstack might actually be viable on normal unit scale. Now, funny thing is, the guy in the email says that he couldn't actually win this battle himself, despite auto-resolve saying, like, it's hugely in our favor. So, it has to do with the huge imbalance with the unit scales. Why I always play Ultra in my campaigns. Because single entity missile units are not affected by the unit scale at all, which means that they dish out the same amount of damage as they did on Ultra. Because the Hellcannon unit has just one Hellcannon on Ultra unit scale as it does on small unit scale, so on all unit scales it's just one unit, it doesn't reduce the number of ammo that it has. So 34 shots would have been on all unit scales, and the missile strength is not diluted by the unit scale either. So when you're shooting at, say, a unit that's 120 strong on Ultra unit scale and you get a direct hit, let's just say you might kill 30 troops, right? Now on small unit scale, there's a decent chance that you'll wipe out the entire unit in one go. So these become, on small unit scale, 4 times more powerful than they should be. And on Ultra unit scale, they're maybe even less powerful than they should be, because the game is supposedly balanced around large unit scale, so large is where it's supposed to be the most balanced. But they still perform okay on Ultra, just not amazing. It's usually why I don't recruit them. But if you're playing on normal unit scale and small unit scale, Hellcannons become ridiculously overpowered, like just insane. Some other units that you could recruit in other factions that perform ridiculously well on small unit scales are Stegodons, which are still great on Ultra unit scale, Necrofex Colossi, Steam Tanks. This is because they're single entities, they dish out the same amount of damage, and they're long range, so they'll probably kill most of the enemy units before they even come close to them. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we've got some wizards, and I'm not going to prioritize wiping out the enemy army with magic, but I would like to take out specific units that the Hellcannons are going to be very bad at dealing with. The Hellcannons are going to be great at dealing with the slower infantry ones, but the cavalry units, what we want to be using is Melkoth Mystifying Miasma on them, just to really weaken them. So Melkoth Mystifying Miasma, or just any direct damage spell, is actually more damaging on smaller unit scales than it is on Ultra, because it's another thing that just isn't scaled. You'd think it'd be pretty simple, just put a multiplier on direct damage spells, you know, multiplier times by 1, 2, 3, 4, based on what unit scale. But nope. Nope, if a Melkoth Mystifying Miasma does 1,000 hit points damage on small unit scale, well, it does 1,000 hit points damage on Ultra unit scale. So things get a bit ridiculous. So we're just going to move back a bit to about here, just to buy our wizards a bit more time, but also to try to prevent flanking, because they've got a much larger army than us. They could surround us. Alright, so yeah, we gotta get... abilities like that really hurt you on this unit scale. Gotta get in fairly close. I guess we could overcast, but we've got 29% chance of miscasting, and miscasts on smaller unit scales just destroy you. So missed the unit I was aiming for there. Aimed at an archer unit instead. Trying to go for the cavalry ones. Cool. I probably shouldn't have brought 2 up. It's way harder to dodge with 2 units than it is with 1. We could also pop down some of these just to slow them down a bit. And that didn't work, but that's okay. But yeah, we're not going to be able to destroy the entire army with the magic, but it's really important that we take out, especially the like Glade Riders. They're going to be a big problem because they can run in fast at our artillery. No, can't aim at stuff that's hidden. But you can see just from one cast, it does tons of damage to a cavalry unit. So it's basically twice as much damage as it is on ultra unit scale. And on small unit scale, it's twice as much as this. So 2 Melkos Mystifying Miasmas could actually destroy an entire unit of like Grail Knights. It's really ridiculous. So yeah, just want to slow them down, take out some of these units early, if possible. So yeah, when you play on the smaller unit scales, the spells that you use can be quite different. Usually rely on a lot of the direct damage spells. Like, for example, Spirit Leech is actually quite viable on small unit scale. It's actually overpowered on small unit scale. You can wipe out just about any lord really easily. Yeah, present. Probably not going to hit much with it, that's okay. Make sure you get that. And now the craziness begins. And try to get Sigval, because he's really tanky, to delay them wherever necessary. Be nice if it actually hits them. Get back, you get over there. Just make sure none of the cavalry reach us. Which is why I wanted them to go do it, but the archers really sort of pummeled us. But Siggy's really tanky. Let him do the thing. And now watch as the Hellcannons absolutely destroy these units. Yeah, we need to get rid of the tree kin. Those are going to be a problem. So Siggy is... I don't know. He's got regen, but just send him in there just so it's harder for them to shoot him. Just try to delay them as much as possible. How's this guy doing? Good, yeah, he's already taken most of them down there. Siggy's holding on. That's it, don't let anybody get to the Hellcannon. The faster the enemy army are that you have to deal with, the harder it is to use this army. So it'd be pretty good against dwarfs, basically. As long as you get rid of all of their gyrocopters. Careful, don't walk too much into the line of sight. This guy here's taking a bit too much damage. Some potions of healing would be really good for your army as well. Without a doubt. But yeah, in Total War Warhammer, unit scales are not done very well in my opinion. Could have been done a lot better. Because there's more to it that makes a unit strong than just their hit points or number of entities. There's so many things you got to take into consideration. Get this guy out of there. Alright, I think the army losses... Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, watch out! Watch out, watch out, watch out! Oh, God, nearly died. And there we go. And I didn't really prioritize using that much magic. I didn't even use, like, What we could have done was used Penumbral Pendulum on them when they were coming down there. Would have wrecked most of their archers, but I just wanted to focus on getting rid of the cavalry, which, you know, none of them got over here. And now bombard the crap out of them. Now, if this was on Ultra Unit scale, we probably would have lost this battle. Because it would have taken twice as long to destroy them. Oh, I guess they're all dead. Because it's a settlement battle. I definitely don't want to make a habit of rating armies that are on smaller unit scales. But if you've got one that is a bit of a meme, that will work specifically on smaller unit scales, but not on Ultra, then by all means send them in. But I don't want to make too much of a habit of it. So in terms of rating this, for Ultra unit scale, I don't recommend it at all. If it was on Ultra unit scale, I probably would have given it like 6 out of 10. But on normal unit scale, I'd probably give it 9 out of 10. And if it was on small unit scale, I probably would have given this 10 out of 10. I reckon actually, if you were going to play on small unit scale, going with Death Wizard might actually be better than Shadow, or even going 1 Death, 1 Shadow, because you could use the Death Wizard to take out single entities very easily with Spirit Leech. Shadow Wizards are fine for taking out units of like cavalry, with Melkos Mystifying Miasma is really good for that. And having the 2 Exalted Heroes in here, I think that was a good idea, because you definitely want to have guys, you know, tanking them. The big thing here is that you want to make sure, and I think it was good that you put them on foot. Well, actually, they're on horseback, aren't they? Yeah, I think it was good they're on horseback, not necessarily on Manticore, because you really just want them to be not too easy to shoot, and you want them to be on the ground, I guess. I guess you could always change their mount depending on what you're going up against. If they've got a lot of flyers, maybe putting them on a Manticore would be a good idea. But yeah, you should also really think about giving them a Potion of Healing, because on smaller unit scales, your heroes do die very quickly. But they did a good job at holding them back, and none of the Hellcannons got destroyed. So, that's this video for the day. Let me know what you think about covering like small or normal unit scale armies. It has to be specifically designed for those unit scales, otherwise I won't bother with it. Like, for example, if this had been sent in on Ultra unit scale, I'm not going to bother with it. And if somebody sends in, for example, a Shaggoth spam on small unit scale, I'm not going to bother with it, sort of thing, because it works. If it works in Ultra unit scale, then just send it in Ultra unit scale, sort of thing. But anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you. Bye.